So it's been a while since the last video and a lot has happened in that time. So we had the Popup, which was a great success. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a bit. And then off the back of that also, we kind of transformed the studio a little bit into half a studio, half a shop, just to see how that went. And that I'll go into as well. So this is episode 9 of Starting a Streetwear Brand. So we've got a whole load of garments ordered in now as well for the new year. We've got some really nice ones. I can show you a couple examples. So we've got a really nice 500 GSM hoodie. It's got that vintage wash black look to it. So it's really nice, double lined hood, and yeah, just really nice garment. So looking forward to working with that. And then we got the black ones as well. So these are just standard black hoodies. We've got white ones of these too, but again, they're the same as the black vintage wash, but these are just straight up black. And this is one of the long sleeves that we've got as well. This, I just wish you guys could feel the texture of this. This is so nice. It's really soft. It's really weighty as well, really heavy. It's so nice. It's got a nice chunky neckline as well. Really good garment. So happy with that. 100% cotton as well. And it's just so good. I mean, I'll just try and move it around so you can see how like rigid it is. It's not like all horrible and flimsy, you know, like you get with some t-shirts that you buy in town or whatever from like cheap stores, you know. This is a really nice garment. And we've also got joggers as well, and these joggers are really nice too. So they got the small cuffs on the bottom. I prefer those to the big chunky ones. These are nice again. They've got that vintage wash. So yeah, these are really nice. And also we've still got some stuff coming from Portugal, which has been delayed now for about 2 months. So these are just the things that you have to put up with when you're trying to do something like this. But anyway, I'm sure they'll arrive soon, and apparently they're in the country, but who knows. And we're up against another thing as well now. So we've got some cyber attacks going on the UK for the Royal Mail infrastructure. So everything for international shipping is put on hold. So if we've had any orders come in, we can't do anything about them. So we could look into setting up accounts with other providers like UPS or DPD. I've had really bad experience with them in the past. Royal Mail have been perfect, so I'm just going to sit tight on them. And the customers that have already placed orders as well, we've let them know, and they're all cool about it, so it's fine. It's just one of those things that's out of your power. But yeah, into the Popup. That was really good. It was so nice to actually open up the studio as well. So we chucked everything out, got rid of literally all the desks, everything like the print press, put it all in my van, which was quite convenient. So I pulled that up outside the studio, just chucked everything in the van, drove it around the corner, problem solved. And all the hangers as well that we had. So we had all the rails hanging down, which is perfect. And it's just a nice size space as well that we've got. It's not too big, it's not too small. So with regards to doing another pop-up, would I do that again? 100%. It was so good. Really enjoyed it. So tiring though, like literally just like talking to people like constantly and just trying to keep everyone's drinks topped up as well. Like that was a bit manic, and like taking payments for stuff. And a couple of people wanted stuff as well that had already sold out, so we just took the order and then we produced it later on as well. So I had to print those. So that took a little bit of a while catching up with those. But yeah, it was really good, and it's kind of sparked a little bit of temptation as well, because where we are is completely off the high street. It's a bit of a walk to get here, so it's not like ideal. It's not an ideal situation to have a shop. So I experimented with just having the store open as well. So we divided it into half. So we had this half for production and studio and stuff and the desks. And then the back half behind me, that was a little store that people could come into. I didn't really have any sort of like consistency with when it was open. I didn't advertise it. I literally just put the A-board, this little one over here that I've made, put that outside. Every time I was in here, and if people came in, they came in. And quite often I noticed that I was taking the A-board out, I was coming back in for the day, and then people were like, oh, you just trying to get in here quickly before it closed. So I had a few of those, but it's not necessarily ideal to be doing that, because I need to be working as well. And for example, now doing this video, if someone just walked in now, it'd be like, oh, sorry, it's just not really set up to work in that way, I don't feel. But it was good to experiment with that. And what I was tempted to do was get a retail unit in town. So divide it into half. So the front half could be the store, and then the back half could be where I have like my print press set up and the desks and stuff. And I toyed with the idea of that because I feel like at the moment it's probably a good time to negotiate on retail, because it's just, the high street's dead at the moment. And there's so many shops that are available. So I was kind of tempted to do that, but at the same time, I just don't really feel like it necessarily matches what's in town here. We just got like loads of stuff for old people really here, and yeah, it's not like the most happening town. So we are going to do more pop-ups, but we're going to go elsewhere to do them. So the first one on our list that we want to do is go to Box Park in Shoreditch. That's right in central London, and I think that would be much better. And you know, even if it's just brand awareness and brand exposure, I feel like that would be a good move. So we're going to do that. Rather than get people to come to us, we're going to go to them. So now what I want to do is wrap up everything from last year. We've got a bunch of screens that are all with the old designs. They're all going to get washed out. They're going to get re-exposed with some new artwork. And I'm going to change the strategy as well, because as you guys might know, if you've watched the previous episodes, I've done a lot of print on demand. If someone places an order, then I'll print it and get it done. And you know, it's very bitty and it's not the most ideal way to work. What I want to do is just produce a limited batch, and when they're done, they're done. I don't want to necessarily run big orders. I want to just keep it really small and just do little small batches so I can test the water with it, and just kind of keep it a little bit more exclusive as well. So there's not just like tons of stuff, because with the pop-up I printed loads of stuff. So what I want to do now is work on some collections. So instead of just having like the same design for just one piece and then printing it on all the variety of different garments that we've got, I want to kind of work on something. So the hoodie is one design, the shirt is one design, the long sleeve is a different design, the joggers are a different design. I'm trying to mix it up a little bit more like that, just so it goes across the board. And I feel like that would be a nice way to do stuff. So that's the end of this series, and really appreciate you guys taking the time to check it out. If you're new here, there's plenty more on season 1 and season 2 as well, if you've enjoyed this episode. So if you want to support the journey, you can sign up to our mailing list. That way you'll be notified when the next episodes drop, and when we're going to do next pop-ups and so on, and when the next collections go out as well. Keep an eye out for them. And also, we're most active on Instagram and TikTok, so if you want to follow us on there as well, really appreciate that. In the meantime, see you guys soon.